We didn't necessarily notice as entrepreneurs when we started out, but our main role is literally just to solve problems. And if we really get good at solving problems, all our problems will disappear. Kind of, makes sense, obviously. But what I actually want to talk about today is the shiny object syndrome, or the feeling that when we do something new, that's the thing that's going to solve all our problems, because it's just so far from the truth. Every single thing we do is going to have a problem. If we're launching a new funnel, it's going to have a new problem. It's going to have a new bottleneck. It's going to have an issue that we can improve. It's going to have something about it that we need to solve. But I'm not sure if it must be some kind of instinct, natural, innate thing inside us. We always feel like if we do this new thing, rather than working on the problems, we feel like, what, let's just scrap absolutely everything. In theory, it sounds crazy, but this is what we actually do. Let's just scrap everything. Let's just scrap the whole marketing funnel. Let's just scrap the whole landing page we just created. Let's create a new one, because we have something called uninformed optimism. And it's something similar to what Alex Hormozi says in terms of the stages of an entrepreneur's journey. Okay, the first one is uninformed optimism. We always feel like that new thing that we are going to start, the new thing that we're going to implement into our business, that's the thing that's going to solve all the problems. But the truth is, we are just uninformed. We just don't know what problems we're going to face yet. But because it looks like the right solution, it's the easier solution than actually focusing on the problems. Because focusing on the problems, you have to face the facts. You have to actually sit down and do the hard work of figuring out what's wrong, figuring out what to improve, acknowledging that, whether it's about yourself, acknowledging that I need to change something about myself to improve something. For example, if you're running a VSL, you, the person recording the VSL, you could be the bottleneck, and you could be the issue, or not the issue, but the problem that needs to be improved, the thing that needs to be improved. So sometimes it's also about looking at ourselves and acknowledging and accepting that we need to improve something. Whether that's improve something in our skills of building a funnel, whether that's improve something, it's always just comes back to reflects at us, essentially. So what we also need to do is take accountability and acknowledge that it's absolutely fine to have an issue, because I think like deep down, that's why a lot of us just look at doing something new rather than just improving what we already have, because it just feels easier. It feels easier than figuring out what's wrong. But like I just said, you don't know what's wrong until you start. You don't know what's going to be wrong with that new thing until you start it. So rather than starting something new, you should just focus on doing more and doing it better. What can I do better with this thing? What can I do better about this marketing funnel? How can I improve it? And when you focus on doing more and doing better, not just more, but better, and focusing step by step, what can I improve? Actually sitting back and thinking, doing the hard work of thinking, because it's so easy to become in a panicking frenzy that something's not working out. Oh my God, I'm just going to start this new thing. I'm going to start this new funnel. This funnel is the solution. It's not. You just need to figure out what the problem is, because regardless of how good something is, whether it's a business model, whether it's a funnel, whether it's an email campaign, whatever it is, there's always going to become a problem. There's always going to be one thing that can be improved. If it's one thing or many, but there's always going to be something that can be improved. So if you literally just focus on improving, sit down and focus on what can I do better? What's wrong? What can I improve? You're always going to reach that stage, or you reach your goal a lot faster than if you start something new. Because if you look at our goals, or if you look at our inputs, or if you look at whatever we're doing, the systems as some kind of path like this, obviously it's not going to be exponential instantly. It's not really how life works. It's going to be a bit like this, but let's just imagine it's like this. If we're here and we always stop here, where there's a problem, there's a new problem that we don't want to solve, we're avoiding, or whatever it is. If we always go back here to starting something new is here, problem is here, exponential growth is here. If we always go back to starting something new, then we're always going to go back down this line and have to come back at it where a new problem evolves, or a new problem appears. So it's just so much better. It's so much more effective to just sit down. It might take a bit longer. It might be more stressful. It might be the more difficult decision. It might be more, you might not know exactly what to do next. But that's always going to be the better option than to just simply start over. Focus. Once you start focusing on improving the problems, doing the hard thing of not avoiding the problem, but acknowledging that you have a problem, not necessarily personally, but within your systems, and then acknowledging that you need to improve it, then you're always going to be a step closer to that exponential growth, to that growth that takes you to your goal, rather than starting something new. So that's really all I want to say today, is just rather than focusing on that new thing, focus on doing more, focus on doing better, and you'll get a lot closer to your goal than you can imagine in 6 months' time.